For the players, we went on the players as the referee. The two linesmen enter the field in some greasy conditions on this ground. Sears Workwear oval. Quite a heavy patch in the centre of the ground. And the players in the sheds at the moment, but they'll be out shortly. Queanbeyan Kangaroos, their team. 1, Brent Crisp. 2 is a rower, Tuanave. 3 is Jed Simipakin. 4, Mitchell Connolly. 5, Luke Dumas. 6, Logan Spander. 7, Josh Essex. 8 is Joshua Ayres. 9, Aaron Gorrell. 10 is Jaden Baxter. 11, Nakure Najir. 12 is Troy Wiley. 13, AC Taholo. 14, Jesse Dent. 15, Gideon Afimiri. 16, Aidan Woods. And 17, Brenton Baxter. Queanbeyan Kangaroos. Currently second on the competition ladder. 2 losses only this season. Goulburn Bulldogs need to win this afternoon to keep their final hopes alive. 1 is Tyler Cornish. 2, Patrick Cook. 3, Zach Hart. 4, Christopher Hart. In 5, Dominic Stevens. 6, Nicholas Cornish. 7 is Dylan Haitley. In 8 is Jean-Marc Bethelot. In 9 is Michael Picker. 10, Samuel Condell. And 11, Blake Hewitt. In 12 is Matthew Warboys. 13, Tyson Greenwood. 14 is Matthew White. 16, Joe Roberts. 17, Thomas Hazelton. And in 18 is Michael Dodson. So now the Roos are coming out on the field. Golden Bulldogs have made their way out. And shortly we'll have play underway. Raiders Cup getting closer to the finals, and Queanbeyan Kangaroos been one of the stronger teams this season, sitting in second place behind the Queanbeyan Blues. They've lost both their matches this season to the Blues, their only losses. And the Goulburn Bulldogs, their form has been picking up, and they're searching for a win this afternoon to keep their hopes alive of getting into 4th spot. So it looks like the Goulburn Bulldogs run from the western end, Sears Workwear oval. And the Roos go, they're dropping back into position. So they'll start from the eastern end. And it is the Goulburn Bulldogs to kick off. First grade clash. Previous game, reserve grade, it was the Queanbeyan Kangaroos getting away to a big score in the end to win. So we've got quite a heavy patch in the middle of the ground. The middle of winter, with a bit of rain about the last couple of weeks. So all looks in readiness. Referee about to blow time on. So there's the kickoff from Christopher Hart. The Bulldogs. Ball goes down to the Roos. Will bring it up from their own end. And the first run is Jaden Baxter. He gets a play about 15 metres out from his own line. And we got a penalty. Goulburn in there too long, holding the player down. So Queanbeyan Roos get a piggyback down the field to start the match. That's a good kick for touch. Makes good metres. Takes the Roos up towards halfway. So they'll just push play up through the forwards in the first couple of hit-ups. And again, holding down, so Goulburn may use spoiling tactics here. Again, Jaden Baxter goes for a hit-up. Brought down by Matthew Warboys. Ball comes back, goes through Crisp. And it goes on to the lock forward, to Holo. He makes a few metres, and they've taken play about 25 metres out from the line. They'll work it across Crisp, and he links up with his winger in Dumas, and he finds players on his outside. They work their way towards the corner, but they're brought down and lost the ball just about a metre short of that line. And now strong defence from the Roos, going to force them back into their in-goal area possibly. No, right on his own line, he's been forced to play the ball. Now the ball comes away to Christopher Hart, takes a run. takes play 10 metres out. In fact, that's in 14, Matthew White, who has started the game. He was named on the reserves bench. So it is the Goulburn Bulldogs, 20 metres out from their own line, playing the ball Bethelot. Now they go for a long kick downfield. They turn the fullback around. Going back to pick it up is Connolly. Mitchell Connolly takes the ball, brings it back up over the 10, goes close to the sideline where he's tackled. And a good hit by Zach Hart. They'll come back, they'll work it through the winger, Tuanavai. Tuanavai makes play out over the 20-metre mark. So the Kangaroos now looking to surge it downfield. This time it's through Tuanavai again. They'll play it back. They'll go up the centre. This time it's Ayres, Joshua Ayres. He makes good ground. They take play now into the Bulldogs' territory. They'll work it straight up the centre. Here's a big run and the offload. This will be try time. Try time to the halfback, Josh Essex. So there was a rather a large hole up the centre of the Goulburn Bulldogs, and Queanbeyan took full advantage of that before the perfect offload to the halfback, Josh Essex, and he goes in under the post. So that's the first points of the match, and quite a large hole up the centre. And the Roos will be happy the way they've started. They've been in control. Now the kicking tee comes out. So Brent Crisp will kick for goal. He's the leading point scorer in the competition this season. He's been away for 3 weeks working in Darwin. One of the standout players in the competition. So the Queanbeyan Roos very happy to have him back. And he'll have no trouble with this one. Right in front of the post. Takes it back 10 metres. Certainly filled out into quite a sizable lad after a career in the NRL. He has a good look at it, Brent Crisp. Strikes it nicely. Up go the flag. So 6-0. Queanbeyan Roos take the early lead. They're obviously red-hot favourites to take this match out on their home ground. Sponsored by Sears Workwear. And second in the competition ladder, while the Bulldogs in a must-win situation this afternoon. It's a high kick-off. Goes back to Essex, or rather that's Goral. They bring the ball out, about 15 metres out. This time it's through Najir. Goral goes into dummy half that time. He brings up Joshua Ayres. Makes fair metres. They work it towards halfway. Now a run from dummy half from Goral. Links up with Crisp. Stood in the tackle. Gets the ball away to the lock forward to Holo. They're making metres, the Roos. Holo will play it 20 out. Ball goes to Essex. Gets the kick away from the 5'8" Spander. And it's a good kick too. It's going to force the Bulldogs to start their set. Only about a metre out from their own line. There's a solid defence by the Roos. They're going to force him back into the in-goal area. So they forced the line drop out. Some big boys there from the Roos. Got in. 3 of them. And have forced the Bulldogs back into their in-goal area. So a wonderful opportunity now for the Roos. They lead 6-0. 5 minutes of play. And the line drop out has been forced. Oh, it's a good line drop out. It's going to follow with a fine touch. It goes over the halfway. Had to run a long way back to scoop it up. Simperkin takes it and tidies it up. But that's a good result for the Goulburn Bulldogs, who would have been under heavy siege. Now, a little mistake, I think, from the Roos. So they've got themselves out of jail, the Bulldogs. The scrum will pack near halfway, right near the heavy part of the ground. They've looked good early, the Roos. They've taken control. Goulburn did well there. Goulburn Bulldogs. The big line drop out. And then good solid defence to force that mistake. It'll come away for the halfback, Dylan Hately. Play it near halfway. Ball comes back this time to Hart, Christopher Hart. He beats one. He goes back in field. He's got a good step on him. He's about 35 metres out. They corralled him. He's in the centre of the ground. So they'll work it to the other side. Picker in at lock forward. Gets it away to Matthew White. And White, he beats a couple of tackles. Good run. 20 out. Looking for a quick play the ball. And he gets the penalty now. Dropping the shoulder in, I think the referee said. So Goulburn will take the tap and go straight on the attack. Up the centre. Played back, goes away to Greenwood. They push the ball wide, go to the line, they've lost the ball. So Roos with it. Now they'll try and work it off their own line. The Bulldogs try and force the player back over the in-goal area. He throws the ball away. And the referee said no, he'd called hold. Come back and play it. So now Crisp takes a run. Takes it out 15 metres. Just keep working it through a couple of the big players, and that's their winger who's got a fair bit of size, Queanbeyan. This time, through. Crisp. He's looking for support. He finds it. Ball goes to ground. No. Caught by Connolly, but it's gone forward. So that was looking dangerous for the Goulburn Bulldogs as Queanbeyan found the break. It's good work by Brent Crisp. But the ball, pass just didn't quite find its mark. It ended up in the hands of Connolly, but it had drifted forward. And the Bulldogs hang on. So 12 short of halfway. Scrum will pack. Hately to feed it. Comes out the back to Picker. Throws a long ball out to the support play. They take play close to halfway. They go up the centre. Bethelot. Strong run. Continue to probe up the centre is the Bulldogs. That time it was through Warboys. Now they come down the right side. And they'll pick up a penalty. Again, shouldering. In fact, the referee is going to call out Aaron Gorrell to have a word to him about his players. So Harlow was the man, I think, who was the offender. And jacket number 13. So this is an opportunity for the Bulldogs. They go through Matthew White. Plays it about 15 out. There's a nice ball to one of the forwards from Michael Picker. I think that was Big Bethelot. It was. He's going to play it just short of the line. They'll continue to. Now a little chip over the top, but it's nicely fielded. Taken in by Mitchell Connolly. I think of that kick. Wasn't a tough one for Connolly. He was able to clean it up for his team, the Queanbeyan Kangaroos. So now Simperkin has a run from dummy half and he goes through. Simperkin comes to the fullback. Good left step, but a good tackle from Tyler Cornish. Brings him down right on halfway, but that's good metres. Now they'll continue to probe. They push it a bit wide. Take play at 38 metres out through Queanbeyan. Big strong winger. Now the Roos again up the centre. That time it was through Baxter. They push it to that far side where they're going to chip through. Goulburn Bulldogs secure the ball about 8 metres out from their own line. 6-0 the score. 29 minutes to go. Here's a good run. It came from Tyler Cornish. He's taken play out about the 30-metre mark, and he's picked up a penalty for his troubles. So this will get the Bulldogs into good field position. And I think he got marched the comments that were made. So Cornish kicks for touch, and he's taken it deep down. 30 out from the Roos line, so this is a chance to try and level things up. They're down by 6-0. The centre goes Bethelot. He's got through plenty of work early in the match. Ball comes away, the halfback Haitley. Haitley, he links up with Tyson Greenwood. And Greenwood, within 15 metres of the line where he's tackled. Go back to Bethelot. He held the ball up. He looked for support, and the pass didn't find its mark. Warboys just couldn't secure that ball. It's cleaned up by Najia for the Roos. Now they go to work it out again through Simbican, who's had a good opening part of this match with good elusive running. This time Troy Riley had a run. Now it comes back for the centre, Mitchell Connolly, making good metres into the heavy part of the track. Again, probing up the centre, one out. It's looking to push play up towards the halfway. This time they'll come to Brent Crisp, and he'll kick it down the ground. And he's looking for touch, but it takes a turn. It goes back into the Ingold area for the Bulldogs. Picked up by Tyler Cornish, and he runs it out about 6 metres. So a good chase too from the Roos, and they wrap up Tyler Cornish. So a little bit of work to do now, the Bulldogs, to bring it out of their own end. Christopher Hart has a run from dummy half, and it's a good run. Played back to the halfback, Haitley sends it away to his support play for the kick downfield, and it's a good deep kick. Sends Brent Crisp racing back to his own goal line where he secures the ball. Now he straightens it up. He runs hard, but he's met by a good tackle from Patrick Cook. Now they'll try and probe out. Mitchell Connolly's there. Have a run from dummy half. Simpican. He's wrapped up, so Bulldogs have toughened up now in defence. Gorrell from dummy half. Finds Najia. Najia takes play close to the halfway line. Gorrell, the captain, calling the shots. Sends a ball that time to one of his forwards to go up the centre. Ball will come back on the last for Brent Crisp, and he puts it up high. Tyler Cornish goes up and takes it beautifully. Came through the line. And then he takes play up towards the halfway where he's hitting a fair tackle and then secured. But he's a little bit wounded. Gee, that was good play by Tyler Cornish to get up above them, secure the ball, come through and make an extra 20 metres. But he was hit in a solid tackle, and he's needing some treatment. This stage, the penalties. It's Goulburn 3 penalties, Queanbeyan 1. Goulburn 2 scrums, and under Queanbeyan. The Queanbeyan side have come up with 3 errors, and Goulburn the 1 error. Tyler Cornish is okay. He's still sucking the big ones in. He's on his haunches, but he's played the ball, so we've got play back under the way. Picker had a run. And then the next run was Hewitt. They're just pushing play up the centre. Queanbeyan Roos getting 3 into the tackles. Lock forward, Tyson Greenwood had a run. Now there's a lost ball from Haitley. But it's a penalty to the Goulburn Bulldogs. Well, they've had some good field position, Goulburn Bulldogs. They just haven't been able to crack it for some points. With 25 minutes to go in this first half, they're down 6-0. Roos did score the early try. Up the centre, Tyson Greenwood. 23 metres out from the Roos line. Plays it back for Picker. Takes another forward up the centre. And it was Matthew White. They're taking play close to this Queanbeyan line, about 12 out. Ball comes out through Greenwood. He linked up with support, they just couldn't find a gap. So Goulburn Bulldogs pressing this line. Matthew White is about 4 metres out. He'll play it back for Michael Picker. Sends a long ball to the left. Straightened up. They keep it alive. It goes through Bethelot. He can't find the line. He's big and strong, just short. Ball comes back for Haitley. Haitley chips it into the in-goal area. It's a race. Christopher Hart almost got there. But the referee is going to take play out to the 20 where the Roos will get a tap. So again, the Roos defence on their own, in their own danger area, has been solid. They keep pushing back the Bulldogs, holding them out. So the winger, Queanbeyan, had a run. They probe it up through the centre again, the Roos. What have we got? A bit of trouble in back play. A couple of angry men sorting each other out. Bit of push and shove. Referee had to call a halt to play, see what the problem was. Got the linesman in. So they'll sort things out here, the officials. See which way this penalty goes. The officials are having a talk. Referee's interested to hear what the linesman from both sides saw. It was in back play, so I didn't see anything. It was quite some distance back behind the runner of the ball. They've got a fair bit to report. Now, the reports are finished. The referee talked to Aaron Gorrell from the Roos. Explain what was reported from the linesman. Aaron Gorrell has a couple of words back. Now, 10 minutes to Queanbeyan. So you put the hands up, so he'll go for 10. And the penalty to the Bulldogs. Front of the post. 30 metres out. Queanbeyan gets a 10-minute spell for his infringement. So Goulburn still searching for their first points after 17 minutes. And they'll kick for touch. So they start their set only 15 out from the Roos line. And they go across field. They go through Picker. Link up with Warboys. In fact, it was Greenwood. He'll play it. Ball will come back. And this time it goes to White. Matthew White has a shot at the line. Stands up in the tackle. He can't quite get there. He's a metre short. Doing a balancing act. Referee had called held. They went on with it. So the penalty goes against Joshua Ayres. Big Queanbeyan front rower. Now up the centre goes Greenwood. Still a metre out. They've been so close on so many occasions. Ball played back to Picker. They send it out through the back line. Goes through Cornish. Out wide there they find Zach Hart. Plays it just short again of the line. Back through the 5'8", Nicholas Cornish. Bring it back this way. Comes to Picker. Chips over the top. It's a chase. Too deep. Goes over the dead ball line. So again Queanbeyan was able to hold their line intact under heavy fire. They lead 6-0. First half. 22 minutes to go. So it's now the Kangaroos working it out. They're with 12 men for 10 minutes with their winger set off. Sinbind, I should say. And played by the winger Dumas, close to halfway. And this time the penalty goes to the Queanbeyan Kangaroos right on halfway. A little bit of niggle and frustration creeping into the game. Fair bit of feeling. So Crisp will kick for touch. And he finds good metres. So it's 22 metres out from the Bulldogs line. Roos with it. Work it across through Essex. He links up with one of his forwards. They're in the centre of the ground. Straighten the play up next run. It's Baxter. Plays it. Back for Gorrell. Then it goes to Essex. Essex, he's weaving, dodging, dummying. 2 metres short of the line. Roos searching for their second try. Gorrell sends it back the other way. Goes out to Crisp. He stands up and then he finds support into Hullo. Hullo straightens up and goes towards the goalpost. About 6 metres out. This time Gorrell flicks a ball out. Crisp, 2 metres away. Played back for Essex. Dumas, the winger, tries to kick it through. Bulldogs have to clean it up. They've got nowhere to go now. They'll be caught in their own in-goal area. Dominic Stevens with the ball. Did well to tidy it up, Stevens. But he was faced with a big task to get it out of that area. So the line drop out is forced. We're through the first 20 minutes. And it's been a competitive match. 6-0 the scoreline to the Roos. Last line drop out was an absolute beauty from the Bulldogs. Here it comes again from Christopher Hart, and again slams it straight over over 60 metres, goes over the head of all the Roos players. You think they would have woken up from the last time he kicked, but they had to race back and get it. Simkin raced back, he got it, and he made it back almost to halfway. So now the Roos, who thought they were in prime position, have got to work their way back down the field. They make good metres from just running off the ruck. Now Gorrell holds it up, gives it to the big fellow Joshua Ayres, and the front row is taken down about 30 metres out. Sends it back to the 5'8" Spander. Spander, he gave it to Najir. Najir was tackled. Essex going to bring it back this way to Crisp. Gives a nice ball to Dumas. He does a beautiful offload, and it's try time to Mitchell Connolly. So Dumas, the winger, was one in where he's been playing, and Mitchell Connolly had switched to the wing, and that's a beautiful ball by Dumas. He held it up nicely, did the underarm pass, got a big result. So it was a nice pass from Crisp, a long cutout ball that found Dumas, and the Bulldogs' defence just couldn't slide quick enough. Cutout ball, Dumas, great play. And Connolly just found he had no one to beat, and he's put it down. So 10-0. 10-0 the score. 18 minutes till half time. And Crisp, his last goal was in front of the post. This time it's from near the sideline. So at this stage, just looking at the stats, and it is penalties. 6 to Goulburn, 2 to Queanbeyan. Scrums 2 to Goulburn, none to Queanbeyan. Errors, Queanbeyan have made 3 and Goulburn have made 1. Crisp has this ball placed. I'll be happy with that. Now 22 minutes of play. They've got away to a 10-0 lead and they're looking strong. Crisp moves in, strikes it and pulls it away to the left. So it'll remain 10-0. Not a bad crowd inside the clubhouse here at the Queanbeyan Kangaroos ground. Terrific viewing area, and just went upstairs earlier, and it is pretty much all vacant spaces taken in that viewing area. Very cold day. Had a bit of rain during the week, and that's why we got the rather heavy patch centre of the ground. There's a long kick-off. Goes down to Spander. And what they ruled here. They ruled taking it back for line drop-out. That's a good result for the Bulldogs, Goulburn Bulldogs. From the kick-off, forced a line drop-out. But a big kicking game. Some huge kicks from Christopher Hart. So Crisp will come with the line drop-out for the Roos. Comes down to the 5'8", Nicholas Cornish. And now here's another chance for Goulburn Bulldogs, still searching for that first point. Thomas Hazelton's on the field. Takes it 20 metres out. Ball comes with a run round with Cornish. Then they bring in the Tyler Cornish. And now Tyler Cornish takes the tackle, a bit slow to his feet. Plays it back for Picker. He brings up Samuel Conlon. Probably 10 metres, 11 metres out from the Roos line. Long ball. Goes away to Nicholas Cornish. Tried the dummy and the step off the left. They've read it nicely. He's 10 short of the try line. Ball comes back to the halfback, Hately. Ended up a little kick through. It's gone past everyone, and I think the Bulldogs might have come up with points. And the referee says yes, so a good little kick through has beaten the Queanbeyan Roos defence, and finally they have scored, and it was Christopher Hart who was able to dive on the ball. So that brings it back to 10 points to 4 with a kick to come. And Bulldogs will be happy about that because they've probed away for a good 25 minutes with a lot of field position and have come up with 0. So finally they crack it off that little kick. And diving on the ball, it's Christopher Hart to score the try. So Blake Hewitt will come up to have an attempt at getting the extra 2. Has the ball placed. Clouds just starting to break up a little bit. First little bit of sunshine sneaking through we've seen all day here at Queanbeyan. Now Blake Hewitt moves in, strikes it perfectly. It's over the black dot. So it's 10 points to 6. Queanbeyan Kangaroos leading over the Goulburn Bulldogs. So the Roos back to halfway. They've defended so well in this first half. They're probably a little bit disappointed. Getting close to half time that they've let in 6 and narrowed their lead back to only the 4. Brent Crisp, the fullback for the Roos. He has the ball placed. And he'll get play back underway. It's a low kick. The Bulldogs just charge it back upfield, get towards the 20-metre mark. Oh, that's a lost ball. Matthew White, I think. And a penalty goes to the Bulldogs, so there must have been somebody reefing that ball out. So the Bulldogs' kick for touch is good. Very good, in fact. They've got a big kicking game. So take play down towards the 30. And the scrum will pack, so one of the Roos got a hand to it. I think Bulldogs will get the feed. Nicholas Cornish has the ball. He'll place it in for the Bulldogs. So, good field position again for the Bulldogs. Bring it out, comes through Hately, Dylan Hately, and he linked up with Hart. Hately goes into dummy half. Fires it away to Conlon. Conlon goes hard up the centre. He's 25 metres out. Michael Picker's playing dummy half. Goes away to Dodson in jumper 18. Michael Dodson plays it. They come back to the other side. It goes through Christopher Hart, and we've got a lost ball, and it's away for the Roos on that far side. So Roos are off the hook, and they've taken play only 10 short of halfway with the turnaround. Simplican has a run, and he's about 5 short of halfway. There's a half a gap. Comes from Aidan Woods. They'll work it to the right side. It's time to lock forward. Taholo has a run. Ball comes loose. Penalty goes to the Roos. Hand in there again. So a big chance for the Roos now. 11 minutes before half time. They hold the 4-point advantage at the moment. So up the centre they go through Joshua Ayres. He played it. They come back across the field through Essex. He play the ball. They go back the other way to Harlow. He runs hard. He steps off the left nicely. He goes close to the line. He reaches out. Thought better of it. Plays it back for Gorrell. Gorrell dives over. Held up, I'd say. Good work. The Bulldogs, they got right underneath Aaron Gorrell. Held him up. So he'll come back his 10 metres. Plays it back to Harlow. Sends it to Spander. And he brings in Tuanavai back on the field after his 10-minute sin bin stint. Ball comes back to Spander. Kick through. Too deep. So Bulldogs will come back to the 20. 10 points to 6 the score. 9 minutes from half time. The Bulldogs just probe away up the centre. Samuel Conlon. Now the ball goes back. Matthew Warboys. Played in the halfway. Run from dummy half. Michael Picker. Takes play into the Roos territory. Swings it back to the left. It's been put down by Nicholas Cornish, the 5'8". So scrum will pack on halfway. Queanbeyan Kangaroos will get the feed. They haven't been dominant in this match. They came in as red-hot favourites, the Queanbeyan Kangaroos, but Bulldogs have played strongly so far. But a missed opportunity there for the Bulldogs with that error. Now Spander gives it away to Tuanavai. He's a strong lad, Tuanavai, and he makes good metres. So 30 out, he'll play the ball. Simperkin has a run. And he's about 20 out. He wrestles in the tackle. Takes a long time to get off him. Gorrell. He got the ball away to Najir. Najir centre of the ground, but they're edging closer. Grinding it away up the centre. Now it's come away to Essex. Gives it on to Brent Crisp. He beats a tackle or two. Goes for the line. The throw back to the right. Essex. It's a long support. Ball out there to Aidan Woods. And he's flung to the ground. Comes back for Crisp. Crisp runs, holds it up, finds support play. There's a knock on in the attempted intercept. So from the Bulldogs. So it means the Roos will get this ball back. They are in great field position now to continue the assault on the Goulburn Bulldogs line. Scrum will pack 10 metres out. If he takes that intercept, he's probably away, but he just couldn't quite secure the ball in. So Essex feeds it, comes out to Gorrell. Gorrell got it to Spander. Spander's wrapped up, 10 short of the line. This time it goes away to Aidan Woods. He runs hard, Aidan Woods. He's put down in a strong tackle, 5 out. Ball comes through Spander. Tuanavai, the winger, has a go himself. 2 metres short. Najir fires it to Spander. Gives it to Woods. Woods met in a strong tackle. Just about 3 metres out. They'll work it back this way. Essex. There's a stray ball. So it's scooped up by Goulburn. Blake Hewitt was quick to pounce on that. He's made it out to the 20-metre mark, so they've survived well there, the Bulldogs. Again, probe it up the centre. Big fella Conlon had a run. Comes back for Haitley. Haitley almost to halfway. Now it's Michael Dodson playing the ball. They've taken play into the Roos territory. Goes back to Nicholas Cornish for the kick. Crisp was back there under it. Went high, but he fielded it perfectly. Give it away to Simperkin. He's beaten a tackle. He's off down the sideline. He gets back inside of Cornish, and he's away, I'd say. I don't think they'll catch him. That's too fast for them. Simperkin, well, Crisp took the bomb, ran to the right of the field, drew players. Once he gave Simperkin a little bit of room, Simperkin beat the tackle. He's very fast. He got able to step off his right, get inside Nicholas Cornish, who was always going to face a tough task against this fleet-footed centre from the Roos, and the Roos have pushed out to 14 points to 6. So Crisp does well. He works across field, link up with Simperkin, back inside with a beautiful right foot step. The chase from Patrick Cook, he tried hard, held his ground. Simperkin, Jed Simperkin, he's a good player, he's having a good match. And he's pushed the scoreline to 14-6. And he's gifted Brent Crisp with a attempted goal from in front of the sticks. 4 minutes out from half time. And the first time the sun has shone through. It's broken the clouds. Everyone's reaching for their sunglasses. So Brent Crisp has made no mistake there from in front. 16-6, so they've regained that 10-point margin that they held for a fair while. 3 minutes left on the clock till half time. What's been a very cold day, the spectators who have elected to sit outside will be lapping up that bright sunshine that has come through. So the Bulldogs expect a big kick-off from Christopher Hart. Look out, goes very high. And it's put down by Najia. But it's regathered by the Roos. So Woods will have a run. Aidan Woods. The Roos will just probe it upfield through the centre. Now on the field we've got Jesse Dent. So Dent, I think that's his first run. He's made it to halfway. Ball comes back for Woods. He runs hard, but that defence stood up to the task. He's taken play into Goulburn Bulldogs territory. Najee has a run. Good run, good metres. In fact, it was to Holo. And a penalty goes to the Roos. So a big opportunity now. On the clock, they've got 2 minutes. So they've got the time. Crisp will find touch. They've got great field position to have one more assault on the Bulldogs line. So Spander holds it up, gives it to Najir, takes it within 5 metres. Cole decides to work the blind side. Through Woods, goes very close. Laid back, Gorrell runs out of dummy half, gives it to Spander, gives it to Essex. Essex holds it up, finds Jesse Dent, and Dent's just short of the try line. Essex has a run himself. He can't get the ball down. I think he's almost over the line. Got it back to the Harlow. He's got a ball away. Goes to Troy Wiley, and Troy Wiley is held up. The player go back out 10 metres. Now Gorrell to Essex. Brent Crisp steps off the right, then runs himself. It's very close. Go back to the other side. Dumas flung a long one to Essex to Gorrell. Gorrell puts in a kick. Simperkin tried to get it. So did Patrick Cook from the Bulldogs, and it beat everybody. But over the sideline. Now, whose hand did it come off? That'll be the changeover. And that is half time. So we shall take a break and be back with the second half shortly. So we've got the Roos. First one's back onto the field. So a half-time lead to the Queanbeyan Kangaroos, 16-6. Good first half. We look at the penalties, and it had been 7 to Goulburn and 4 to Queanbeyan Roos. Scrums have been 3 to Goulburn, 2 to Queanbeyan. And the errors, Goulburn 3 errors and 4 errors from the Queanbeyan Roos. Queanbeyan Roos second on the competition ladder, and strong favourites for this to take this match out. The Bulldogs will have to play hard this second half. They're wanting to keep their finals hopes alive. There's still, I think, a mathematical chance of getting into fourth. But I'd need to win this afternoon. So here come the Goulburn Bulldogs. They had good field position in that first half. Probably a little bit disappointed they only came up with 6 points, because they did pepper the line of the Roos on many occasions. The Roos stood firm. Very cold breeze blowing here at Queanbeyan this afternoon, and a freezing day. We've had the sun poke through for a little bit, and it's retreated back behind the clouds now. So Queanbeyan Roos, second on the competition ladder, only the 2 losses I think this season. They will kick off. Leading the comp is the Queanbeyan Blues, so it is shaping the 2 heavy contenders of the 2 Queanbeyan sides. So everyone's set. And now the linesman takes up his position, and the referee brings out the football. The players are keen to get on with it. I don't blame them in these cold conditions. Brent Crisp, the fullback from the Roos, had a very solid first half as the ball placed, and he'll plant it down deep downfield to the Bulldogs. And Cornish just linking up with one of his teammates for a run. It's Christopher Hart. They work it back the other way, this time through Matthew Warboys. They continue to probe. So Hart cross field. The Bulldogs through Dodson. Takes play out about 33 metres. Hard to find some metres this first set. And they go with the kick with Dylan Haitley. Kicks it to the far side of the ground. And the Roos secure the ball, and they'll have their first touch for this second half. It was tidied up by the winger over there, Mitchell Connolly. They'll just work it up through the centre. The Roos have come back through Essex. Gets it away to Najir. They cross over halfway. Played back. Gorrell to Woods. Woods met in a good tackle. About 40 metres out from the Bulldogs line. This time DeHarlow has a run. Uses his left arm to fend strongly. He's in the centre of the ground on the last tackle. Ball will come back to Spander. Spander will put the kick through. Will it sit up for him? No, too long. So that means the Bulldogs will get the advantage of coming back out to the 20. The Bulldogs would be the first to score this second half. Be a big score to run down for the Roos if they get the first 6-pointer. So Bulldogs bring it out to their 30. Just trying to push it through the centre. Goes out to Michael Dobson. Dobson about 8 short of halfway. Played back to Cornish. That's Nicholas Cornish. The 2 Cornishes for the Bulldogs. Push it hard up the centre through Conlon. So the take and play down to the 30. Kick will come from Christopher Hart. He kicks high and back across the field. It was nicely secured by Essex. Gives it to his winger. The Roos will start their set about 30 metres out from their own line. And the winger has a run. And Dumas comes up the centre this time through Jesse Dent, the headgear. Ball comes back for Brent Crisp to kick it deep. He's a good kick. He split the fullback and winger. And the Bulldogs will take play out about 28 metres. That's through Christopher Hart. They might have lost Tyler Cornish. I don't know if he's out there. The fullback for the Bulldogs. And he was quite a strong player in that first half. Now Samuel Conlon takes a run up the centre. He's about 8 metres short of halfway. And here's a big run from Dobson. Michael Dobson comes to the fullback, stands up. He got it back to Cornish. Cornish holds it up. He throws a pass that's gone a metre forward. The referee immediately blew the whistle. That's a big run, Michael Dobson, the big fellow. He split the defence open. Jumper number 18. He's been quite strong since he came onto the field off the bench. So it's the Roos who'll get the scrum feed. Through their halfback, Spander will come up and feed the scrum. Logan Spander had 20 out from his own line. They come out with the ball, the Roos. So Tuanavai will play it near the 30-metre line. Now Woods had a run. Penalty goes to the Queanbeyan Roos. Woods has been running hard. Number 16 for the Roos. So Crisp will kick for touch. He goes for a lot of metres. He's going to take it down to the 20-metre line. So the Roos now go right on the attack. Get an early try this second half. It's going to make a big job then for the Bulldogs to come back. Spander got it away through Najir. Najir plays it about 20 out. Gorrell held it up over to Harlow, proving difficult to bring down. Only 6 metres short of the line. Gorrell dummy half. He has a run himself. Defence read it well. Plays it back. Spander. He sort of dropped the ball backwards. And what's a penalty to the Roos? They look likely to score there. They've picked up the penalty. So they'll take the tap and keep the pressure on. So Gorrell takes about 3 steps back. And he gives it to Aidan Woods. Woods brought down a couple of metres short. Gorrell goes a long ball this time to Essex. He holds it up. Goes to Brent Crisp. Did go through the hands of Dent. He got it onto Crisp. And it is a try. He's over the line. So the Roos get first point second half. After 6 minutes. And that'll push them out to 20 points to 6. So they're in a very strong position now, the Roos. Still got plenty of time on the clock for the Bulldogs. 34 minutes of play. But had so much ball the second half and first half and only came up with the 6 points. So they've got to find something special this second half to be able to bridge this sort of gap that the Roos have now opened up. Brent Crisp has been hitting the ball quite cleanly this afternoon. I think he's only missed the one attempt and it was just wide from a very wide shot. And again, he's forced with a difficult one. I think he's about 6 metres in from touch on that far side of the ground. Sun directly in the linesman's eyes now. It's popped back out from underneath the clouds. Keeps it low. And it's just crept over. So he kept it low all the way. And he's converted. That's a good kick. And we got the penalties. So Brent Crisp scoring that try. And looking at the penalties, we've got 6 Queanbeyan, 7 Goulburn scrums, 3 apiece. Errors, they're 4 apiece. It's the kick-off from the Bulldogs. Went high, didn't go deep. So the Bulldogs running directly into the sun now. It's very low, so we sharp into their eyes. It's the Roos with the ball. Push it up through Troy Wiley. Comes back. Raiden Woods. Harlow has a run. Gets back to his feet. Found Spander. Gave it to Najir. Chris was looming up on the inside. Oh, that's a bit dangerous, that tackle. Got him past the horizontal. And the referee was straight onto it. Penalty goes to the Roos. Chris will tap it. Send it away to the Harlow. So they're in good field position once again, the Roos. Ball's back. Spander. Troy Wiley. Wiley only about 15 metres out where he'll play it. Back for Spander. Holds it up. To run himself. Got through one, Logan Spander. They've got him just metres short of the line. Gorrell sends it to his right to Brent Crisp. Has a run. He looks for support. Found his winger. Popped it away. Najir, he has a crack at the line. They hold him up, I think. That was Tuanavai, the winger, who got it to Najir. Now they go. Goal to Woods. He almost crashes over. I think he's held up. Go back 10 metres. Goulburn player came up with the ball. Referee said give it back. So Aidan Woods plays it back for goal. Long ball to Essex. Tried to kick through, kicked it into the legs of a Bulldog player, and now a Queanbeyan Root player accidentally kicks it back the other way, the wrong way. He had to run back and secure it. He's got some teammates back there quickly. Simperkin comes out with the ball. He decides to kick. He kicks it through early. And Nicholas Carney was there, though. Cornish, I should say. Nicholas Cornish. He cleans it up. So Bulldogs, they just probe away up the centre. 11 short of halfway. Sackard will get up and play it. They'll work a narrow blindside. Through Christopher Hart. He's inches from the sideline. Played it back through Michael Picker. They push it up through Samuel Conlon. Now, Cornish, Nicholas Cornish goes with a high kick. Goes down to Brent Crisp. He runs across field. He's able to unload it. Dumas. Luke Dumas made play almost up to halfway. Mitchell Connolly has a run and off the wing. Takes play about 5 into the Bulldogs' territory. Jesse Dent unloads to Najir. Nicholas Cornish is underneath with a good tackle. Comes to Brent Crisp. He kicks through. It's a chase for the ball. Trouble here. Brent Crisp grabs it. Goes over for another try. Good try to Brent Crisp. Played strong. And he's amassing a fair few points in this match. Pushes the Queanbeyan Roos out to 26 points to 6. Well, Chris ran onto that ball hard. He elected to kick. Goulburn Bulldogs were just not expecting it. Cook and Christopher Hart tried to get back and tidy it up. Crisp got a beautiful bounce and just fell over the line. Looked pretty easy in the end for Brent Crisp. He's a very talented footballer with plenty of NRL experience in his younger days. So he has a good drink of water here before he'll attempt to convert his own try. And the last one, he kept it very low from the sideline. It only went over the crossbar by probably 2 feet at the most. But that's all it's got to do. There's no wind to speak of here. So it's just the way he wanted to strike that one. So about 3 or 4 metres in from touch. On the right side of the field. The opposite side of the field is that last goal that he kicked. He moves in, he swings it around beautifully. Flags go up. And it's the Roos now with a big lead. 28 points to 6. 27 minutes to go. And it looks a long road now for the Goulburn Bulldogs. They've let in 2 converted tries early in this second half when the Roos have just dominated possession. And their chances now are really slipping away and probably put them out of contention for this year's finals. There's still 26 minutes on the clock if they can turn things around. Jaden Baxter with a good run. 12 short of halfway. Coral dummy half. And the Roos again making play up the middle. Najir makes good metres. 22 out from the line. Played it back for Spander. Got it away, 2 and a vie. And he's unloaded. Unloaded to Brent Crisp. Scored 3 in a row. Brought up the trifecta in this second half. He's having a field day. He's put it down under the black dot, so his job of converting is much easier this time. Mind you, he's converted the last 2 from opposite sideline, so he's got the kicking boot on today. So just have a look at that replay. 2 and a vie did well. Got it away to Brent Crisp, and the Bulldogs dropped off badly. I think their heads are down. They know this game is probably gone, even though we've got 25 minutes to go. Queanbeyan have just been very dominant this second half. They've had it all over the Bulldogs, who haven't even got a sniff. They've had no field position, very little ball. With all that ball, the Roos have shown their authority. They've raced out to this 32-6 lead. And Crisp is about to extend it by 2 points. Flags are up, 34-6, 24 minutes to go. We'll have a man of the match at the end of the game. And possibly we'll have a short interview. All going well. So the Bulldogs, again, get the practice of kicking off. Christopher Hart brings the ball up. Gets it high. Trying to race through with the Bulldogs. Essex there to take it. Under some pressure. It was a high, short one. So the Roos just keep pushing it up. It's 15 on the field. Afamui having a run. They keep probing through the centre. It's Baxter. They'll kick Queanbeyan. No result for them. And Goulburn have it just shy of halfway. They're on the cricket pitch, which is turned into a greasy mud bin. So Bulldogs. Tyson Greenwood plays it about 5 metres into the Roos territory. Probe away up the centre again. This time Matthew White. Push it out. Push it out to the other side. Just looking for a gap. If they could get a try, they might just get themselves going again. Matthew White goes up, pushes off one. He's able to unload it away to Joe Roberts. They ended up going for the kick. So the Roos in possession and in control of the match, and playing it 25 metres out from their own line is Luke Dumas. So Chris plays it. Dumas has another run. Just to push defenders off to play the ball. Simperkin has a good run. He's quick off the mark and catches the defence napping. And he's picked up a penalty. So the penalty comes to the Roos, and Spander will kick for touch. I don't know that he's going to find touch. He does, but it was touched by Dominic Stevens, I would say, unless Stevens had a foot over the sideline. So no, it'll be a scrum. Roos will get the scrum feed. But he was a chance there, Dominic Stevens, of getting that one, but it just was a little bit too high for him. So now the Roos. You get the feeling there's probably more points. Bulldogs' defence has been a little bit shabby this second half, letting in the 3 converted tries in that first 15 minutes of this second half. Loping ball to Spander. Yeah, there's a soft try. Came out through Queanbeyan, and then Queanbeyan just went through the defence comfortably. So the Bulldogs have got their heads down. Probably know their season abruptly coming to an end. So it was Spander, Queanbeyan, pushed off 1, 2, and carried the third over the line with him. Matthew Warboy's a desperate late tackle to try and stop him, but Roa Queanbeyan's a very strong, solidly built winger, and he's got speed. And that size was just, in the one-on-one tackles, they just couldn't match him. So at 38 points to 6, another kick to come for Brent Crisp. 9 metres in from touch. 20 minutes to go. The Roos now really putting a big margin on the Bulldogs, who have got the heads down and struggling now to come up and defend strong. Well, he's missed one. He is human. He slaps his hands together in disappointment. He swung it away to the left. He's had a wonderful afternoon with the boot. So can't be too disappointed. It's not going to make any difference to the result. So the Bulldogs lining up for a short kickoff. Going to try it. It's not a bad one. Gives their players time to get through. And I think the Roos have managed to scramble and secure it though. But it was a good kick. Simperkin, he always makes great metres, and look at that. He's made a good 20 metres on that run. Plays it back. Dent was pushing it away to the left. Found the gear. I think that's Big Baxter having the run. Ball goes back to Essex. Shows the dummy. Beats one tackle. Comes back infield. Throws another dummy. He's wrapped up. 10 metres out. Again, the Roos are hungry for points. Spander tried the little kick through and knocked on, I think. Jesse Dent tried to, or has he awarded it? He's awarded it. So Jesse Dent gets a try. Well, this has become far too easy now. 42-6. Let's have a look at that replay. So it came to Spander. Little kick through. And good follow-up work by Jesse Dent. And he was able to dive on the ball. So Spander he was able to get the kick through. Desperately trying to dive on that ball was Christopher Hart, but got a bad bounce. And the Roos are coasting, the Queanbeyan Roos, 42 points to 6. They're coasting in this one. They'll have tougher matches coming up in the not too near distant future because the finals are starting to loom. So they're having a nice hit out here this afternoon at Sears Workwear Oval. Good to see Pat Sears from Sears Workwear coming on board as a sponsor. Brent Crisp taking his time with this one. He was disappointed he missed that last one. No problem there over the black dot. So 44 to 6. You have to think at this stage Roos will breeze through the half century the way they're now putting on the tries quick and fast. And the Bulldogs probably thinking about the hot showers and the road trip home. They have not had any ball or field position this second half. I like the short kickoffs. Here's another beauty. Players get through, but Queanbeyan again, they've had no luck getting a result out of them. Wiley. That's Brenton Baxter on the field. Was able to secure that one. But again, they quickly take play up to the halfway through Jaden Baxter. Ball comes back for Spander. Those are back inside for Najir. The meters are being made comfortably. Dent. Gave it away to Joshua Ayres. Ayres pushes play down towards the Bulldogs line. Down in the dummy half. Essex puts a kick through. Gets the right bounce. And the pass back inside from Dumas went to a Bulldog player. Just metres short of the line. Now there's a wrestle for the ball. The referee gives the Goulburn Bulldogs a penalty. We go inside the last 15. 44 points to 6. Queanbeyan Kangaroos in strong control. So the Bulldogs, they've had a lot of trouble coming out of their own end here in this second half. Quite different to the first half when they had a lot of good field position. Could only come up with the 6 points. Matthew White plays it. Now they've got a break. The push played over the halfway. One of the rare occasions in this second half. Gone straight through the mud pitch. Bethelot goes up the centre. 12 metres into Roos territory. Cornish got the ball away. Support play on the outside. Finally got a bit of field position. Now the kick through from Cornish. It goes back to Crisp. He runs straight through them. Makes the break. Puts the foot down. Comes to halfway. Can he get support inside? Doesn't need it. He's very fast and big and strong. I don't know how many tries he scored in this game, but he's got 4 in this second half. So he's been a big boost for the Roos. After going away for work, he was away for 3 weeks in Darwin. Now just have a look at this kick through. Crisp gets this ball on his own line. Went through 3 defenders. And then he uses the left arm, he uses the speed there. Now the left arm, the palm and the speed, and does it comfortably. Certainly got a class on his side. And the scoreline goes to 48 points to 6. With the conversion to come. 13 minutes to go. Be a long 13 minutes too for the poor old Bulldogs. Penalties are 8 to Queanbeyan, 8 to Goulburn. Scrums are 4 to Queanbeyan, 3 to Goulburn. Errors are 5 apiece. Points, well, it's one-way traffic all this second half. The Bulldogs held in there till half-time. I think it was 16-6. But it's just been a lopsided affair this second half. Crisp has scored a lot of points with good goal kicking. Scored 4 tries this second half. I think he may have got one the first half. I just haven't got any stats written down on try scorers. Working solo. Straight over the black dot again. So there's the half century. 50 points to 6. And we'll see if we get the short kick-off again. Here it is. He's certainly good at it. But, oh, yeah, that's going to be a penalty. Well, big Bethelot came through. Player went up and took the ball. I don't think his feet had got back to the ground was what the referee ruled, and Bethelot flattened him, but he's okay. And good metres gained from the kick for touch. So here come the Roos again. Essex. Now, who have we got out there? Just got to pick up that player in 15. That's Fefamui. Been on in this second half. The Roos just probe away. Gia has a crack at the line. 4 of them trying to stop him. He wants a try. They push it out wide, the Roos. Afamui. He's brought down about 8 metres, 9 metres short of that line. Comes back for Essex. Holds it up, he gives it to Ayres. Joshua Ayres. 5th tackle. Close to the line. Crisp. Dumas. And that's a try in the corner to Mitchell Connolly. It's pretty simple stuff, but it's very effective. 54 points to 6. So they're just putting on back-to-back tries. And that was just quick hands. And Bulldogs, they're tired and wet and cold. Crisp held it up. Okay, with the Dumas. Dumas found Connolly. Those two have combined very well, Dumas and Connolly. Dumas playing, although he's wearing the 5, he's playing the centres. And Mitchell Connolly, the try scorer on the wing. They've combined well. So Brent Crisp has the ball placed. Far side of the ground. About 9 minutes to go. He's only inches in from touch. Kick one from out there in this second half. Moves in. Strikes it again. He just pushes it low, but that one went wide and short of the mark. So score remains 54 points to 6. The Bulldogs might be better served to punch it down deep and try and keep Queanbeyan Roos down there for a bit. Almost got a result that time for the short kick off the Bulldogs. In fact, they do. Well, they deserved it to finally get a result. Thomas Hazelton scooped up the loose ball. He's only 10 short of the try line, so I think this is the first time second half Bulldogs have been down here to have a look at this line. That might be Tyson Greenwood. Plenty of mud on his jumper. I think it's a 13 on his back. Hazelton again. Hazelton, big lad. Half metre short of the line. It took 4 to stop him. Ball played back. Come back out through Hately. Cornish. Got it away to Christopher Hart. He had to stop though on his motion, so he was easy picking, about 20 metres out. Try and probe down the blind. They've lost the ball. So coming up with it, Dumas. So the Roos about 20 metres short of halfway. Simperkin has a run. Ball flung back, went to Crisp, linked up with Ayres. There's just short of halfway. Dent gives it to Woods. Woods slammed down. Dent back to Ayres again. Ayres has taken it about 37 metres out from the Bulldogs line. Goes back for Spander. Puts up the bomb. It's a high one. Pressure. But nicely taken by Christopher Hart. He's lost the ball. Been told to go back and play it. The Bulldogs with the ball. They've had very little ball in this second half. They just run off their feet trying to tackle this big, fast Queanbeyan Roos outfit. Still rushing in, these Roos are still fairly fresh. Samuel Conlon had a run. Dobson carrying players, gets within metres of the halfway. Back for Cornish, kicks down to Brent Crisp. Had a blinder of a game. He had support, gave it away to Connolly. He'll play at 10 short of halfway. Ball back with Afamui. He's almost at halfway. We get down inside the last 5 minutes. The Roos have got the job done comfortably this second half. Hander gave it away to Woods. Now they push it the far side through the hands of Essex. There's a knockdown by a Goulburn player. Came up with Brent Crisp. He had a bit of a run. Gave it to Dumas. Dumas is brought down. But again, they're pushing the line. Essex to Woods. Straightens the play up. Runs hard. About 12 metres away from the try line. I'll push it to the right. Spander. Chip through. Oh, just put down when he was about to score. Simperkin. Unlucky. Sort of bounced up. It's a bit of an ugly bounce. Couldn't handle it. He only had to catch and put the ball down for try. So back to the 20. The Bulldogs with the ball. Bulldogs look unlikely to make the finals this season. Haven't got the ladder in front of me, but I think they had to win this afternoon, so been too long a road for them. Here's a lovely run up the centre by Christopher Hart. He's gone straight through them. He's sidestepping. Oh, and tackled from behind and lost the ball. So that was unlucky. It was a terrific run from Hart. Simperkin has the ball now, and he's going through tackles, and he's flung one back inside to Crisp. He's kicked it downfield. He's regained it. Oh, beautiful play. He's popped it back up to Tuanavai. He's wrapped up. 25 out from the line. Ball back with Afamuri. Now Brenton Baxter has a run. Back for Dent, Spander. Flicks one back inside to Ayres. Ayres is pushing them off. Left, right and centre. He wants a try. Now they come out to the right, the Roos. Goes to Brent Crisp. Oh, holds it up. Gives the ball away to Wiley. Troy Wiley. Puts it down for a soft try. So the Roos out to 58 points to 6. Just having a look at the ease of that try. Crisp held it up over to Troy Wiley. And he just jogged through, put it down. So the Bulldogs are well and truly tied and beaten. And Troy Wiley deserved a try for his work this afternoon. Brent Crisp will try and bring up the 60 mark just before full time. He's 10 metres in from touch. And it's going to be the last play of the game. Brent Crisp has the ball placed. It's kicked very well this afternoon. And he's looking to bring up the Queanbeyan Kangaroos to 60. Strikes it nicely and it's over. So 60 points to 6 is the full-time scoreline. The Queanbeyan Kangaroos over the Goulburn Bulldogs. Really tight and close half-time was 16-6. Bulldogs were still in the match, but it was just all one-way traffic in the second half with the Queanbeyan Roos. Running second in the competition, charging away to score a big win. Shortly, John will come up and hopefully he'll be able to interview the man of the match. So I hope you've enjoyed the coverage this afternoon from Sears Workwear Oval. Queanbeyan Roos 60, Queanbeyan Bulldogs 6. The Raiders Cup, first grade competition match. The players shake hands and we'll wait on the interview with the man of the match.
Brent, 4 tries today. How do you feel after that?
I'm tired. It was a good day. our forwards laid a very good platform for us. So, and we knew at half time if we come out and played direct, and let our forwards do their job, then us backs would reap the reward at the back end there.
Yeah, and what do you think was the turning point of that game?
I reckon half time, to be honest. I mean, we were in their niggle and, getting into the ref and, just not playing our game. And half time coming a good time, and then we went back, had a chat about, just let's get back to our brand of footy, running hard, running straight, and then we would, like we say, get the results at the back end.
Yeah, you said that the backs would really get the dividends there, and 4 tries to yourself, and Tolo had a really good game as well. But with that last try, that length of the field run, did you think you had it in you to run the whole way?
Nah. I'll be honest, I wanted somebody to catch me back at the 20. I didn't want to try go the 80. I mean, they kept pushing up, and, I'll just try keep going, keep up with these young fellas in the team, so it's been good.
Yeah, and you're playing at fullback before you've been playing in the halves, but Logan Spander's come in and done a pretty good job. What do you think that changes for you guys, having you at the back and also having the spark of Logan in the team?
I mean, Logan's a good young talent. Obviously, he's in the Raiders system, so. But for me, I haven't played at fullback in 5-6 years. Lungs are burning, but it's just whatever's best for the team. If it's best for me to be at the back or 5'8" or centres, wing, I would be happy to come off the bench, to be honest. So whatever's best for the team is where I'll play.
Well, you played really well. Congratulations on being selected as man of the match. And I think you got the bye next week, but good luck for the run home to the finals.
No, thank you. And thanks, Bar TV. It's been awesome what you're doing this year. So thank you.
All right.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you, bro.